Oh, yeah. Woo! Man, what is probably going to be what we've entered the last 3 Mondays that we're going to be able to do this, the last 2 Mondays.
Yeah, we're
I
getting
think
close.
we're getting real close. So there's no time like the present, which I feel like I say that every week, but especially again, as we get closer and closer to the regular season, it's time to mock draft. How's everybody doing? Welcome back into our mock draft Monday extravaganza. Maybe I'm overselling it by calling it an extravaganza, but hey, you can pretty much guess what we do on these mock drafts.
We mock
We
draft.
mock draft and we crush these mock drafts. Hope everyone's doing well again. Monday night post week 2. I shouldn't say post because we have Cincinnati, Washington still tonight, but for the most part, it is post week 2. Boomer, sup? What's going on, Boomer? Good to see you again, buddy. Honestly, week 2, I don't know if it necessarily confirmed anything for us. I feel like we're still taking most things from week 1 still, but at the same time, there hasn't really been anything like groundbreaking that has happened in preseason so far. Like we try to make a big deal about the Jacksonville backfield, but I feel like a lot of that should have been expected. A lot of, I think the biggest thing that is really happening at this point in the offseason are these injury updates that we keep getting. Devon Achane is probably the most recent. I don't want to call him a casualty of this, but he obviously picked up a calf injury, or what I should say is what's most expected to be a calf strain. No one really knows, but it sounds more calf than anything else. We got the news that Justin Jefferson is going to be back, or is going to start ramping up here, which is really good news.
Thank you.
It was starting to get real dicey there for a little bit. But Cam, I guess first of all, hope you're doing well tonight. Hope you're ready to absolutely crush these drafts. But is there any other kind of big news, big injury news that you've been kind of paying closer attention to? I know I mentioned one, and it's a quarterback, but there was a recent development, at least of today. So maybe that's the one that you've been watching, focusing on the most.
Yeah, Stafford for sure. You have to consider. I mean, that one's tough, right? Because even if he's healthy right now, it's going to be a week by week thing. You're going to hear about it all year long. Like you have to have that in the back of your mind if you're taking Puka and Devontae Adams and even Kyren Williams, that you're going to hear every single week about Matt Stafford's back, and one bad hit could be done. But at the same time, you know how good it can be, right? You know the upside. So it's definitely hard to pass on those guys. The other thing about monitoring, Brian Robinson news.
Yeah.
Definitely interesting. What's his name? Ja'Cory. I can't
Krosky Merritt.
There it is, Krosky Merritt. Like I think if Brian Robinson does get moved, I think he could be pretty good, but at the same time, I don't think it's gonna be like earth shattering where all of a sudden you have a running back, 1 overall in your hands.
Yeah,
right?
that one.
I think he's gonna be Brian Robinson if Brian Robinson's gone. Essentially, which is for if you've been drafting him an underdog, get him in the 18th round. Fantastic value. If you've been, so like I'm not saying he's gonna be a bad value or anything, or not to scoop him up. I'm just saying, like, if you have him, don't be, or if you're in like a dynasty league, don't be trading away like a first round pick or something crazy. Don't do anything dumb because we don't even know if Brian Robinson's off the team. We don't know where that rumor, how true that rumor necessarily is. So, but definitely something to monitor.
Yeah, Wesley, good to see you again, buddy. Let's go, boys. Yeah, I feel like there's a big connotation for the Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt crowd that he's going to be the workhorse in Washington now. And I am so quick to be like, whoa, that's what we said about Brian Robinson last year. And yet we got Austin Eckler and Jeremy McNichols involved, right? So I don't think it's necessarily going to be like you're getting obviously like the potential for getting a lead running back in the very last rounds of your draft. Can't beat it, right? But it's not going to surprise me because Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, missed his entire senior year of college because of an injury, it wouldn't surprise me if, again, it is still a three-headed backfield between Eckler, McNichols, and Krosky-Merritt. But again, that being said, I was about to say he's the cheapest of the Commanders running backs, and it's not. It's McNichols. But
yep,
you get my point. So all of those are ones that we're closely monitoring. How about the John Mechie trade to Philly? Is he going to be overtaking Devonta Smith?
Yeah, Philly just feels like they're, hey, if we can get any guy with an upside to play our wide receiver 4, let's go make a late round swap for him. That's essentially what Howie Roseman's been doing. And we're just going to keep cycling through guys who looked like they had upside and didn't do much. And they can go out and get 20 receptions for us on the season. We'll be really happy with it and move forward.
Yeah, I think it's just Roseman saying, oh, wait, an SEC player? Oh, yep. Fine. Okay. Exactly. Yeah, I'll take some SEC on my team. I'll take some more. That one is, I just find funny just because, again, it's a pretty Philly-esque trade. Like we had the Jahan Dotson one, and now we got the John Mechie one. But anyway, as you can see, we're filling up on our first mock draft here. We got 2 spots available still. So if you want to join, I posted the links to the mock draft here in the chat, so you can click on the link to join. This is over on Sleeper, by the way. So over on Facebook and YouTube, you can see the link is there. If you want first dibs on these picks, you can join our Discord page, and the link for these mock drafts goes up before really, at least for the first mock draft, this goes up before we ever go live. So you're able to get first dibs on the second draft. I usually post it a couple minutes before this first one wraps up. So then you can still get the opportunity to get your claim of the pick. You get your first choice of pick in a mock draft. So that's over on Discord again. That should be in the link of the description of wherever you're watching from. We just filled up. Let's go. Dan on Facebook, I have pick 3. If Chase and Bijan go, who's the pick in half PPR? In half PPR, for me, it's between Gibbs and CD. I also am high on CMC, but I don't think between the sure bets of Gibbs and CD Lamb. And maybe that's changing my tune a bit because I've been so CMC heavy. So maybe actually my 3, CMC, CD Lamb, and Gibbs.
I'm not going to say who mine are because I am at 3 and I do not want to get sniped. So once we get to my pick, then I will answer this question because I do not want to tell you who I want here. So I'm going to keep quiet.
Smart. This is PPR, so a little bit different, but I feel like I think when it comes to the first 3 picks, it really doesn't matter the format. I think each of the guys that go in the top 5 kind of fit the fit the criteria. Alan, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back. Kevin, let's go, gents. No, mods, get that Kevin guy out of the chat. Actually, I wish we had chats, but mods, but we don't. Alan, pick number 9, live draft fantasy football Thursday night. Well, actually, you're going to see me here because I've got pick 9. So I'm not going to sit here and say follow my draft because, again, this is PPR. There's all the different formats, but I'll try to explain my picks as best I can from pick 9. Boomer, I'm here to build a banger of a team. I think I'm here to do the same, honestly. Problem is, you're out the 110 and I'm at the 109, so I feel like it's going to be a snipe fest all draft long. Mark is saying CD in reference to, I'm assuming, Dan's question for pick 3. I can't trust CMC. I'm so worried. CD is all the way. I get the concern for CMC, but I feel like it is slightly different than last year. Like there is, I don't want to say there's no worries, but there's no reason to be worried besides something happening during the year to CMC because there's no injury lingering in or carrying over into this year. But I get what he's getting at there. So, all right, shall we get underway? Shall we do this?
Do this thing.
Let's do this. All righty. 30-second clocks. 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 receiver, a tight end, a flex, 5 bench spots. As you're on pick 3 here, so what's your thought process?
Well, I don't actually know what I want to do. I think I'm going to go CD here. I'm going to be honest. I am going to go CD.
Mm-hmm.
I like Saquon. Ooh, sorry, I got to turn off my noise. Mute sounds. There we go. Saquon's another decent pick. I've shared my concerns with taking Saquon just coming off the volume that he had. Jefferson, I know he's supposed to be back, but just not wanting to test the hammy. CD is a guy, we love Dak, so that's kind of where it comes from. There.
I would agree with that. I feel like CD is a pretty solid pick in the first 4 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, good luck, boys. Get your squad. Appreciate that. Let's go to Kevin's question. Pick 10. Should I go back-to-back running back in 10-man league? I feel like the best way on the turn is to kind of balance it. Is to go running back, 1 running back, 1 receiver.
Yep, I would agree. The issue with going 2 running backs, unless you're, we're talking like Gibbs is still there for whatever reason, is just you're handcuffing yourself when you have to go at least most likely 2 wide receivers that next time through. So that's really what it comes down to is you're just kind of handcuffing yourself. And there's good enough players at both positions where you don't have to go right. You don't have to go wide receiver there.
Yeah. Hello, Ashton Genty into the top 7. I feel like that's happened one other time.
I don't hate it. I know you're not a huge fan, but I don't hate it.
Yeah. I think I can't blame the people that stick by their ranking or projection that if Genty can be a top 5 guy, then go get him. So I don't mind that. I know my bet though. Bet. Yep.
Very hard for you.
I look, the comments can roast me, can hate it, can hate me all they want, but again, I know what the upside is here for CMC. Feels like 2 running backs in the first 3 rounds is a must this year in most spots. Yeah, it's kind of the fantasy footballers kind of pointed this out that like running backs have kind of been pushed up the board because of what happened last year. And some people would take that and say like, well, then go against the grain or, you should kind of zig while everyone else is zagging when it comes to these running backs. I just still find all of these running backs super talented. I still find them in really good situations to get some volume. So I can't necessarily hate it.
Oh my gosh. No way. There is no way.
Yeah, sir. I'll take Brian Thomas Jr. there.
Wow.
Yes, please.
What are we doing, guys? What are we doing?
Well, if you've got strong feelings about Drake London, which you do,
yeah,
just not as strong as Brian Thomas Jr., but yeah. Genty looked legit the other day. It's improving. I think is the best way to say it. I think there will be a bit of a learning period, and maybe he's going through that right now, just going from Boise State to the NFL. But I don't want to say I have no reason to doubt the talent, but I do think that at the end of the day, talent wins out.
Excuse me.
What kind of pizza we got tonight?
The pepperoni, some Sicilian thing from Cub. It was the cheapest one. I was so upset. I went out and I'm looking, and there's not a single frozen pizza under $11. I was like, what is going on here?
In the world?
You get 2 Domino pizzas for this price. Absolutely ridiculous.
Boomer, it counts to go BTJ, win Drake for fun. Hey, again, this is why we mock draft. Just to get a feel for the teams. As you're on the clock here, this is an oof spot of the draft. I know who I would go with.
I know, and I'm gonna take the tie pick here. I am.
Let's go.
I'm gonna do it for tie. I don't usually take Chase Brown that early. I have Jonathan Taylor a little bit higher, but there's a lot of upside with Chase Brown, obviously being in this Bengals offense. I think there's more upside than I don't actually believe that. I was gonna say there's more upside than JT, but I don't believe that. I think they're pretty similar. Chase Brown might actually be safer though this year, which is kind of crazy to say, just because of the quarterback situation in Indy.
Yeah, it feels like people forget that JT was running back 20 in points per game before the last 3 weeks of the year. So while he can have that kind of upside, he also has that kind of downfall. So I think Chase Brown is definitely kind of the safety play for sure there.
Sure.
Is the Travis Hunter injury serious? I'm going to suspect no. I
haven't even heard about it. What happened to him?
I barely looked into it, so I barely really remember what it is. I'm going to pull it up here just so we can factually make decisions here. It was, gosh, talk about your pick while I find this.
Yeah, I mean Trey McBride there. I'm really in on Trey McBride. I've said it in the quietly, not in the public, that I think Trey McBride could finish higher than Brock Bowers, be the tight end overall one. That's kind of what I think he has as upside. I don't know if that's an opinion I should share super loud, but he is only going like 5 picks behind him, so it's really not that crazy. But
yeah,
that's where I'm at with Trey McBride.
Yeah, so all that they're saying for Travis Hunter is that it's an upper body injury. I feel like we're at the point of the preseason where if there's really any kind of injury to one of your top players, you're just going to hold them out of precaution and not because it's serious. But I think we can reevaluate once we get past the 3rd week of the preseason. So, Jalen Hurts.
And I think too with Travis Hunter obviously playing both ways.
Mm-hmm.
All he does, all he's doing is out there running. They're not worried about him being in game shape. I'm pretty sure he's probably already there at this point with how much snaps he's taken. So,
right.
They're probably going to play it more safe than sorry with him for sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that. In my mocks, people are overdrafting running backs, which sucks because if you wait, you could get screwed. And I said 2 running backs is a must and end up with taking 3 receivers. Sometimes you just got to let the board fall to you, and sometimes the board makes the choice for you. Just kind of like this one. I'm going to try it. T. Higgins is on the board. I feel like that's the smarter pick, but at the same time,
that's tough to pass up right there.
I mean, Josh Allen goes around this point in best ball drafts. It's a completely different story with Josh's ADP of being, mid-second round, but at the end of the 3rd, completely different story. Let's see here. Amon-Ra not getting the love much, but I get it kind of. Amon-Ra is a weird one because I feel like last year we were saying there's not a lot to be excited about. You know exactly what he is that he's a floor play. It feels like that again this year, but it's because of the unknown of Ben Johnson not being there that he's just not getting, again, the pub of being the high floor guy.
Yeah, when you say floor, high floor as a first round player, right? Or
yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
correct. Yeah,
we're not saying like, oh yeah, he's no, he's a 16 points a week kind of guy. It's just if you're looking at guys who are going to get you 25, be that like Chase was last year, 24 points per game. It just doesn't feel like Amon-Ra is going to get there, but he's still worth a first round, at minimum, a high second round pick.
I would agree with that. So as I'm coming up on the clock here, I've got 2 players that I'm kind of looking at, and I'm happy with either one of them. And it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. I like Mike Evans a fair amount. I'm just starting to see more and more that Ken Walker's going to be one of my favorite picks outside the top 3 rounds.
Lucas is getting to you. He's getting to you. The propaganda's winning.
It is. I feel like it's a lazy argument to be like, look what Clint Kubiak did for New Orleans last year and before everyone got hurt. And maybe there's some merit to it, but like Clint Kubiak is much more of a real play caller than Ryan Grubb was. So, drinking the Kool-Aid on this one. As you're on the clock in 2 picks, Mike Evans almost made it back to you. That would have been sweet.
I'm gonna go. Wow. Shoot. I'm gonna take DK here. DK is a guy I've been rising on.
Yeah.
I like Devontae and Terry more. I actually have them ranked a couple spots higher than DK. They just have question marks going on right now. We talked about, Devontae with having Matt Stafford. Terry, we still don't know what's going on with the contract situation. So that's enough for me to lean DK in that situation. Who I think is going to have kind of a bounce back year this year with Aaron Rodgers, at least volume wise at the minimum.
Yeah. Agreed. Arturo, I got the 7th pick. Is it crazy taking Nico? I want him 100%, not take the risk in the second round. I don't think it's crazy, but I want to make sure that we're talking like a 12-man league, because if it's an 8-man league, you can for sure get Nico Collins then in the second round. But
yeah, even 10-man you probably could, but
yeah.
I mean, he's good enough where he's go get your guy kind of player. And really, after the first 5-6 picks, it's a wide open tier. So no, I don't hate that either, especially if he's your guy, right? You don't want to be sitting there regretting the fact that you just didn't take him just because he was going to go two picks later than the guy you were taking. So I don't think there's enough difference, like in, Ashton, Genty, Amon Ra. I don't think there's enough difference between them and Nico. And I think Nico's got the same type of upside. So I for sure don't hate it at all.
Yeah. Wesley, I think people are too high on BTJ with Hunter going to E2. I just don't know if Lawrence is the man. I've touched on that before, where it's like you do have to mention that like Trevor Lawrence may not be the guy, and that may lower the ceiling then for BTJ and Travis Hunter. But I'm gonna just trust that Liam Cohen is a smart play caller and just gonna do what he can to get BTJ the ball at all times, pretty much.
For sure. Yeah, I'm gonna gift Kevin the stack there. And he didn't take it. Oh, what a bum! All right, well, we can make fun of him. I reached down a little bit. Jameson Williams is my next highest ranked wide receiver. I really like JMO. I talked about him on our last podcast last week. That would have been came out on Wednesday. I've just been rising a lot on him. I think he's got a ton of upside. I think he's a phenomenal wide receiver. So I'm okay, right? He's not going to make it back to me. Yeah, I think once we start getting this 5th round, you got to call your shots a little bit. I wouldn't once you got to start scrolling down the board, then I think you're getting a little far down. But I definitely don't hate taking, a guy 10 spots before ADP at this point when you got that long of turn coming around to you.
Right, exactly. Do you think T. Higgins has a top 12 wide receiver outcome? Well, he was a top 12 on a per game basis last year, so I would say yes.
As long as he's got Joe Burrow, he for sure is.
Exactly. Boomer said I'm reading you like a book right before, when he took Chuba ahead of Ken Walker, which I don't mind Chuba in the 4th round just because I'm not expecting a whole lot to change in that backfield. Maybe he loses some receiving work to Rico Dowdle, but I think it's still fine for Chuba there. Do you keep Josh Allen or Derrick Henry in a keeper league? Both, but if you have to choose one, I'm probably going to say Josh Allen.
Depends right what pick you're giving up.
That's true.
Or if you're giving up picks, I'd probably go Derrick Henry if you're not. I mean, if they're equal value that you're giving up, but that one hurt you. That one hurt you. I knew where you were looking.
I'll go next. Best receiver. I get that it wasn't a big year for Devonta Smith, but I do want a piece of really good offenses, and that's what Devonta is. So, yeah. Just join. What was the thought process of Jalen Hurts over Josh Allen? Great question. I think it was an auto pick, so it was queued up. That's the best that I can explain.
Yeah, it was interesting. You were happy about it.
I was happy about it. Boomer OMG. I hope this is in reference to taking Chuba when I then said I'm okay missing out on Chuba. Sorry. I messed up. Running backs flew way faster than I thought. I don't mind RJ hitting the 5th then, but I feel like you then need to hit on one of these. I don't want to say older guys, but like an Aaron Jones, a DeAndre Swift, at least to give you some kind of insurance policy, because I don't know if RJ is going to exactly hit the ground running right away. But
yep. And I will say, the more I draft, if I get in the spot where I have to reach rounds to pick up a running back, right? You need two, but if I'm talking running back 3 and I'm reaching like multiple rounds to try to get a guy, if it's a big run, I'm going to take the wide receiver. I'm going to bite the bullet the first 2 weeks. And I'm going to make a trade to one of these teams that has no receivers. That's the way I like. I mean, obviously, you got to know your league. If your league's like you're in a league where nobody ever trades no matter what, then, it's a little different. But that's kind of how I usually view it. Some people might disagree. I mean, you don't draft a trade necessarily, but if it's like, but if we're talking guys who are like multiple tiers apart, I still take the better guy, even if my team needs the running back in that situation.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Trevor, am I crazy to draft Henderson and Diggs and taking May as my quarterback? Just worried about having both Henderson and Diggs and them taking points from each other in PPR. It's a 14-team league. The 14-team league changes it a little bit because I don't necessarily mind taking all three of them just because I think, again, Diggs goes late enough in a draft where you don't need him to be in your lineup in week 1. Like you can have him as your wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5. So I don't hate the idea, but because it's a 14-man, that it just increases your chances of having to rely on Diggs right out of the gate. And if you've got Henderson who goes way ahead, you're then starting both of them with Drake May. So I would say it's not totally crazy, but I would just need to have Diggs not be one of my top 3 receivers. So I see you took my guy Rome. I'm happy for you. I'm really happy for you.
I'm going to do something crazy here. I am. I'm going to take
Corey.
Zay Flowers. And the reason is I am notoriously out on Flowers and have been. However, that's gross. However, we're at this point. His ADP is 53. So we were pushing, 20 picks almost past ADP. So I'm gonna take the bet on him there. Usually I am very out. Obviously looking at my team now, I do need running backs coming back around for sure.
Yeah. We'll see what gets back to you. Mecca. So there's some guys going. Well, so here's the thing though. Zay in the 7th is crazy. I don't mind the Zay Flowers pick in the 7th because I was just talking about this to somebody the other day. When we say that we're fading somebody, it's not that we're completely avoiding them. We're just avoiding them at cost.
Yep.
Like if Zay Flowers is going in the 5th round, yeah, I'm not touching that with the 10-foot pole. But Zay Flowers going in the 7th round is a completely different story.
For sure.
So I don't mind that at all. And again, he's your wide receiver 5. Yep. So now you almost have a monopoly on receivers here that you can, once the season starts, if this was an actual team, you would be able to move some of these receivers to a team that maybe needs some more receiver help.
Where are you going here?
I forgot I was on the clock. I'm going to go one more receiver. I'm going to take Diggsy. Just because, again, I don't know what to expect with Worthy and Devonta. So one more piece there.
That's who I would have taken if I didn't go Zay there. So I really don't hate that.
I personally like Zay in the 5th, to be honest, especially if you can stack with Lamar. We've kind of talked about our concerns with Zay in the 5th, but the fact is that like we're not saying he's a bad player.
Yeah, I think he's a fantastic NFL wide receiver. He's just on an offense that does not produce fantasy wide receivers, and like we could make all these but he could come this year. Lamar threw 4,100 yards and 40 passing touchdowns last year. He should have been MVP in my book. So I just don't think passing wise it gets better for the Ravens. And we saw him; he's wide receiver 36 points per game. So it's just not conducive for scoring points.
Agreed on that one. As we're coming back here, I thought about Matthew Golden being my wide receiver 4, but I feel like he's best suited to be a wide receiver 5 for me, if that makes sense, just because I don't really want to rely on him at all. This is an interesting one. Travis Kelce is taking a tumble. But I already have Worthy.
Oh, you have to hear. This is so
even
late
though I have Worthy.
I would. I'm this late?
Yeah.
Ooh. And you need a tight end? I mean, that's just me personally, but yeah. Oh, queued up Jordan Mason. Are you kidding me?
That was the guy I was thinking about because I was like, I could use a running back 3, but
that's crazy work right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like we need to have a contract for people to sign before they join that you can't auto draft.
Yeah.
You have to be present to be doing these because we can't have stuff like this. We can't have you taking Hurts ahead of Josh Allen, even if you like Jalen Hurts.
But then Mahomes, yeah.
Right. It throws things off.
Oh,
you're really hoping for Caleb there.
Yep. And I'm going to go. I haven't been drafting a lot of Jalen Warren because I believe in Caleb. But I believe even if Caleb does take over, Jalen Warren's going to have a role in this offense. And reports are sounding like Warren's the guy to start at least. So you get a couple weeks out of him. Not ideal. I'm sugarcoating kind of the situation I put myself in. So don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that this is ideal by any means, but
yeah. This is kind of an interesting one. Ibuka has good potential, but drafting him in the 7th seems early. Here's what I'll say. Why does it seem early? I want to hear, because to me, 7th round is great value. Maybe that's a little bit ahead of ADP right now because I think he's an 8th or 9th round guy. But I would love to hear the case for why it's early, because to me, with Chris Godwin's timeline and really this Tampa offense still projecting to be one of the better offenses, I don't mind Emeka, even if that's early.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah, I'm a little less optimistic on Emeka than some, so it feels a little early to me, but it's taken the bet that, hey, Godwin's not healthy, everything's translating right away, nothing but good vibes coming out of camp kind of a thing. So I understand it, but I'm not 100% all in on it personally.
Yeah. That's the price you pay for going McBride in the 3rd.
A little,
or maybe going 5 receivers.
Yeah, I think that's probably more of it. Who do I go here? I'm gonna go Dobbins there. I believe he still factors in quite a bit in this offense. I'm just looking at the running backs after Kyron. I wasn't, I don't think it's a bad pick. I think you for sure could have got him there, but then all the way down to James Cook, Marion Hampton, Breece Hall, Alvin Kamara. I'm not quite ready to take them that early. So it really is more the fact that I passed up on an Aaron Jones when I could. Well, I guess Aaron Jones didn't make it back to me, but Monty Pollard, I could have taken. So I had chances to take running backs other places, and I like the wide receivers more. So it's just kind of what I stuck myself with. I'm not upset about it, but it's just this is kind of the reality of going, like you said, 5 wide receivers before you take a running back too.
I would agree with that. I went with a bit of a luxury pick and took Loveland in case Kelsey continues to decline. Because why not?
No, I don't hate that.
Emeka is a roll of dice, too many mouths to feed. But the problem is that there really isn't.
If Guy was not 100% for sure, there really is.
Right, Godwin, Godwin's not 100%. K. Dotton's a nice NFL player, but he's not really a huge factor in their passing game. So I get that when everyone is fully healthy, sure, there could be too many mouths to feed, but I'm just going to bet that Godwin isn't the same player this year because of the injury that he's had. So Baker's probably going to decline, had a career year. Also, you're relying on players to continue to stay injured or for the chemistry to be the same, like with Evans.
I would agree. Baker is going to regress. I think yards, touchdowns will come down. That's something we've been saying all offseason. But just the reason we're kind of banking on Godwin more and more to be at least coming back slower is he's still not practicing, right? That's kind of what it comes down to. Is we were kind of told that he was going to be ready by now and hasn't been. So that's definitely where we're coming from on that.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's like you said. I agree. I'm a little more pessimistic on Ibuka's breakout season this year.
Kevin, you really thought the Tank Bigsby guy here was going to let him go by? No chance. Thoughts on Ferg? I feel like George Pickens helps him get open more. I don't know if we can exactly go like 1-for-1 on that, but Ferguson does kind of fly under the radar, but I definitely would have taken Kraft or Loveland ahead of Ferguson.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that. I'm definitely not against. Like, I like Ferguson, but I like other tight ends more is kind of what it comes down to. Caleb Williams, I'm really high. I got the stack with Rome. Again, home league stacks don't matter as much. They're just kind of a fun thing to do at that point. You're not quite as worried about with best ball. But I am super high. Ty, you just ruined our draft.
Sorry.
Oh my!
Did I really?
Unreal.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm just letting our Discord know that Mock Draft 2 is now open to join. So if you didn't get in on this one and you want to draft, go over to our Discord and join through there. I should also send you that link so you can join.
That would be great.
Before it gets filled, because
that would be a real bummer if I had to just sit here and watch you guys draft.
Yep. Tank Bigsby so dominant last year. Why is everyone down on him? Because he's not. I mean, he still has a bit of a fumble problem, but it's not as serious as it was his rookie year. And I think the other part of this too is just that like the guy doesn't really catch passes here. So in what is going to be a timeshare, that's why the capital on him or the price tag is so low. But that being said, at his price tag, it's really good value.
For sure. I gotta just say,
Paul, come on.
I am a Keenan Allen truther through and through. It's been my entire fantasy football career, and I continue it now. He was on pace for 192 targets 2 years ago with Justin Herbert. Ty, 192. Do we realize how crazy that is? 192. See, I'm taking Keenan Allen there.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. If they had confidence in Bigsby, they wouldn't have drafted Tootin. I feel like they drafted Tootin more so because of ETN, not because of Tank.
I would agree with that. I mean, it just might have been don't know what you're getting with either of them. So
yeah,
I think ETN's probably the one on the shortest leash.
Correct.
Hey, if you're terrible, we're gonna yank you because we want a reason to get rid of you in your contract.
Yep. Probably need to go one more receiver here and then one more running back to wrap this team up. And of the available receivers, I'm actually going to use this as a great segue into talking about this question that popped up in our chat, just making sure. I'm going to do it. Josh Palmer. Are there any Bills players you're drafting besides Josh Allen? There's a bit of a pseudo stack there, by the way. It's not a pseudo stack. That is a stack. Not going to rely on it too heavily, but I feel like Josh Palmer, just because I don't buy that Keon Coleman is exactly going to take a ginormous leap in year 2. And for Khalil Shakir being a slot only guy, I think Josh Palmer could have a sneaky good role. And I'm just going to pull up the stats here for Josh Palmer. Let's not forget that this guy has had a season with 100 targets before. Not saying that it's going to happen again, but I think people just have always underrated and undervalued Josh Palmer. And now he's in the best situation. Yeah, he was in a good situation. He was paired up with a good quarterback before with Herbert, but I think he's got it even better now with Josh Allen.
Yeah, I'm still a Keenan Allen believer. So that's where my pessimism comes. But if you're not a Keenan Allen believer, he's the bet to take. So I think it's going to be one or the other. I mean, it'd probably be a little bit of both and probably both be gross, but.
Yep. After Jaden Daniels, are all the quarterbacks same risk reward? Mahomes, Baker, Nix, Dak, Murray, Goff, all could be top 10. So wait till late. I would agree with that. I think maybe it's overgeneralizing. By the way, my last pick here, Mr. Braylon Allen. I think that's a good way to generalize it. But I was also explaining this. I think you can get similar upside with guys like Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott later. And if you're looking for like Mahomes upside, you can get those guys way later. Like I would agree with that. Like wait. And it's really the premise of tier-based rankings and drafting, right? Mahomes is at the top of the next tier after the top 5 guys. So it's not that we don't think Mahomes isn't a bad player. But again, if I can get similar upside 5 rounds later, I don't think it's worth investing then in Mahomes. You went Trey Benson.
I did. I'm still in. I think he actually is going to be involved. So yeah, that's why I went him there. But yeah, I don't know. No, sorry. I was reading this one, and Steven, I got you. We said it. So hopefully the bots will die down over on YouTube, destroying us over there. They are relentless. So
This hasn't happened before either.
No, this is our first time. So I guess that means we made it.
Must mean that we're must mean that we're a big deal if the bots are trying to hack our stream. Kevin Root again. Dog, you have to know that I'm on my running backs are really light after Ken Walker. So I had to take my guys. Had to take my guys. James, what's up, man? You keep who you keeping? Achane in the second, Jameson for an 11th. It's a 2-keeper league. First was Jaden Daniels in the 10th, got the 11th pick. I would, gosh, I feel like this question is just how much do you worry about Achane, or can you get someone better than Achane in the first round? I'm not exactly sure that you can.
Yeah.
Maybe the best way to say it, can Jameson, return value enough to be close to a second round pick?
Yeah. I'd probably take an Achane there. Just playing it safe.
I would too. Boomer, my team's pretty lit. Well, let's take a quick review, and then we'll get into the second draft. Derrick Henry, Drake London, T. Higgins, Chuba, Monty, Waddle, Judy, Njoku, Herbert, Downs, Tootin, and Blue. I don't mind the structure of the team.
Mm-hmm.
I think the things that I would kind of point out is that after London and Higgins as your receivers, there's a noticeable drop off in terms of the offenses that they are on between Miami, Cleveland, and Downs. I know you're more in on Waddle, so maybe you're not as concerned when it comes to the receivers. I don't mind Monty as your running back 3 either. Yeah. But maybe the biggest point that I would have to critique is that we went Judy and Njoku.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Browns to be relying on.
Yeah, passing on Kelsey there to go Njoku, probably something I would have done a little bit different. I mean, you're gonna have a good team. It's kind of a boring team, but it's good. Like it's not like boring because it's bad. It's just like you kind of know what you're getting from most of these guys. Waddle and Higgins obviously are gonna be your wild cards. If Waddle's top 15 and Higgins is top 10, then obviously it's a great team. So,
let's see. With Rashee Rice's situation still in flux, but playing the first 4 games, what value does Xavier Worthy have? I would say it still has the same. Like his value is still the same.
I wouldn't push him up too much. It's right. If he's going to take a step forward, he's going to take a step forward. 5th, 6th round feels about right for Worthy.
Did you see Benson in preseason? So little conviction, dancing, not blasting through holes, which I think is fair. I think
there
was a lot of yet. Right. There was a lot of growth needed in his game, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona gives him the chance to be the guy if Connor goes down this year. It seemed like they didn't even give it a thought last year, but it wouldn't surprise me if that's the step this year for him.
Yeah, and I mean it's my 12th round pick, so it was kind of a 3 weeks into the season, you're gonna know pretty quick if he's gonna figure it out or not, right? I'm okay cutting bait, so taking a chance there. There's not a lot of other running backs I think could factor in really at that point, so that's kind of where that comes from.
Agreed. Check team 2, Bijan. Sorry, not Bijan, Bajan It is Bijan. I had to keep correcting myself. JT Lamar, Devontae, Ted McMillan, Mark Andrews, Jacoby, Etienne, Ramondre, Kyle Williams, Luther Burden, Garendo. I really like the receivers. I think the one thing that I would point out is that it doesn't feel like you got like a true like number one guy, if that makes sense, or you don't have a true wide receiver one on your team. So you're kind of asking a lot for Ted, even though as much as I like Ted, you're asking a lot of him and asking a lot of Devontae with taking time off at quarterback with Matt Stafford, who practiced, but one bad hit may kind of take him out for a while. Yep. That would be the first thing to point out. But I have to say, like Kyle Williams and Luther Burden as your kind of depth receivers, there are way worse depth receivers to have.
Yeah, and your wide receivers are always going to feel kind of gross going the first 3 picks, but you do now have an advantage at quarterback. You do have an advantage at you're going to have probably the best running back room maybe in the draft. Right? Yeah, at least one of the top 3 for sure. So that's really hard to beat. So you're going to feel the pain a little other places a little bit when you kind of do it like this, but you're acknowledging, hey, I'm stacking these 2 positions to kind of take, burden out the rest of it.
Yeah, Juan, grade my team. I'm drafting this weekend. Anything you guys would do different? I'm assuming that is pick 12. Let me know if I'm wrong, though. Just let us know what pick, and then we'll look over it. Give me Warren over both of them. I would agree with that. Boring is good in my book. Yes. Yep. Because at the end of the day, we care about winning. And if that means winning, that's what matters. With the latest on HM, where you guys place him now, who does he fall behind? I think he's probably more firmly in the second round at this point, just because of the risk of the injury kind of lingering. But I still think he's really good. I feel like 201, 202 is still really good. I would take Brian Thomas ahead of him now for sure. But I feel like you could put Drake London, Puka, and HN in any order, and I wouldn't have too many gripes about it. There we go. Pick 6. Saquon, Bucky, Marv, Travion, DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift, Emeka, Tyler Warren, Kyler Murray, Scattaboo, Trey Harrison, Dante Thornton. The running backs are really nice.
Yeah.
But because you went so heavy on the running backs, you probably didn't do enough on the receiver front. And it's not that I don't like Marv is fine. I know that you can get him in the 4th though of these drafts, so you had to kind of go get him in the 3rd. And DJ Moore and Emeka, like again, I don't mind Emeka. He's not your flavor, but that's fine. I think we would both say like we're not as in on DJ Moore. We would both rather have George Pickens or even Devonta instead of DJ Moore.
I'd rather have DJ Moore personally, but
fascinating.
I'm still a believer. I'm still a believer. I like Caleb and I like the whole Bears offense, so that's my issue. So you're taking bets at your wide receiver. That's your problem. Is it could turn out really well, right? Marv takes a step forward. DJ Moore is what he kind of was 2 seasons ago. Ekbuka, wow, just completely butchered his name. Is pretty good, and you're feeling really good about it. It's just you're taking bets, so it could go the opposite way too. And you're like, oh, I have 2 low end wide receiver 2s and a wide receiver 4. So
yeah,
you're kind of going to live or die by that, but you are going to be held afloat at the very least by your running backs.
Right. I like Tyler Warren as the tight end pick. Kyler stacked with Marv. I'm not going to complain when your top 3 running backs are Travion, Bucky, and Saquon. I think the only thing I really would have changed here is instead of DeAndre Swift, I would have gone with a Jacoby Myers, a Zay Flowers instead. Maybe even Stephon Diggs. That's a full round, but I would say Rome, but you have DJ Moore. That wouldn't have made sense really. So that would be the only thing. I would give that team like a solid B to a B plus even, just because again, the running backs, I've got a lot of confidence in that they can carry that team. Kevin tried the Bowers pick since he dropped a little, but didn't know how it ended up. Didn't like how it ended up. Usually go around there. Really hated how the running backs shook out. And I don't want to say this is why people don't go onesies in the first 4 rounds, But this is kind of the price that you pay, is that you have to kind of sacrifice that one spot for going in onesies super early.
Yeah.
And it's not that like we don't like Aaron Jones, but again, you're kind of playing roulette a little bit between Caleb and Eckler and JCM to be your running back 2 on a week.
For sure. Yeah, it's hard to rebound sometimes from going both. It's, and yeah, you're gonna feel it because you don't have a top, a running back in those first 3 rounds. So I don't know. It's not bad because you're relying on the points being made up from the quarterback and tight end position. If you can end up with, you realistically could have the quarterback 1, tight end 1, and wide receiver 1 on your team.
Right.
And then you really don't care how your running backs are, right? So it's not bad, but yeah, it feels gross because you're looking at a position that looks super weak compared to the rest of it.
Steven Pickens and Rome would have been a better combo instead of DJ Moore and Swift. I would agree with that one for Juan over on the 106. Just, you don't need to break down your team, but just a grade. What would you give your team?
I'd give it a B. I went too wide receiver heavy. I don't think the running backs are strong enough to make up for kind of the rest of the team. I liked my start through Rome, and I even liked Zay. I didn't get the guys follow me that I wanted here, right? If like Jordan Mason makes it back to me, I feel a lot better. I think I'd be okay with, like, I wouldn't be upset with this team going in, but it's not the best team I've ever drafted.
Yeah. I feel the same way with my team.
I like your team a lot.
I feel like this is probably one of the more balanced teams I've got. And the only thing I would nitpick is that like the running back depth on this team isn't great, but at the same time, McCaffrey may make up for the lack of depth.
Yeah. Well, and it could be really good by week 4 if, Tank and Braylon Allen are kind of the 1A, I don't think Braylon's going to be the 1A necessarily in his offense, but if he's a strong enough 1B where it's a pretty 50-50 split, then yeah, you're going to be pretty stinking happy with that.
Yeah. I'll give that team an A-, maybe teetering B+, because the other part of this too, if Devonta has a similar year to last year, Worthy doesn't exactly take a step in year 2. The receivers could be hurting a little bit, but I make it up elsewhere on the team. So, as we transition over to the second draft, how do you guys feel about JCM with Brian Thomas Jr. Being rumored to trade? Also, ideal destinations you think Brian Robinson could land. I'll let you kind of take that one first.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas is the one that comes to mind right away. There are gross ones where if he went to Cincy, that would stink.
That would hurt
a lot,
so bad,
right? And I think there's some gross places he could go that people would not be happy about. But yeah, Dallas is definitely right away. Let me just pull up some NFL teams so I could just look at them.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, just going through. I mean, Chicago could be interesting, depending how they feel about who they got there. Wow, I'm just struggling to come up with teams right now. Probably not. No.
Jacksonville.
Jackson. You think they'd take? I mean, if you did like a swap, maybe bring in ETN.
A swap, or you just say it is quite literally a tryout for the entire year when it comes to that running back room.
For sure, for everybody. Well,
Dolphins.
I think they like Ollie Gordon,
which would make sense. Like if they don't trade for Brian Robinson, I would say it is because they like Ollie Gordon enough.
So I could see the Saints doing it, and it's kind of gross. Houston, I could see. If they think Nixon's got to be rough, they'd be an interesting one. But yeah,
Jaguars, Colts don't really make sense. Denver doesn't really make sense. Chargers doesn't make sense. Raiders, no. Chiefs, maybe, as just kind of a luxury. So
yeah, Chiefs would be. I mean, if like Mitchell and Kareem have nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
That could. I mean, right. That's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, Robinson
he does kind of feel
like
a discount David Montgomery for what's his name?
Yeah,
It would definitely be the Kmart version of Gibbs and Monty if they had Swift and D-Rob. Kmart might even be too generous. It would be.
Yeah, that's Dollar General. That is like
that's
Niners. That's an interesting shout.
I don't hate that actually because they do need. I mean, Christian McCaffrey is their only healthy running back right now. Like they just need bodies in that backfield. Nobody can.
Well, they have Jeff Wilson. Hey, put some respect on Jeff Wilson, man. Put some respect on Jeff Wilson.
I thought like he stepped on the field and got hurt.
How his career's played out, probably. All right, waiting on 3 more teams here. And then we'll get going just so we can
No, okay, you're right. He's the only one not hurt, but he might make the roster simply because they can't keep anybody else on the field.
Tampa wouldn't make sense. Saints kinda, Panthers no, Falcons no, not really. Rams no, Seahawks no. Niners, some people have shouted out the Niners. Arizona doesn't really make a ton of sense. I feel like the options are pretty limited, but at the same time, let's also keep this, keep it real here. Brian Robinson isn't exactly a player that teams are going to be like coveting or like wanting to go get.
I mean, they're going to go like a 7th round pick for him is what's going to happen.
Right, exactly. Can make a milkman go for 20 points. That's not really a
he's gonna get hurt though. I mean, he will have a shoulder injury after the first quarter, but he might get 20 points.
He might get 20 points. Oh man, something in the water in San Francisco.
It is.
Any player that's a Niner who steps on the field has a 50% increased chance of getting hurt. This is true.
Their training staff has to be like the worst in the entire world. I mean, it's crazy the injuries that they had, like at the running back position specifically. But
so we're gonna do this. I'm gonna bump this to 10. Hope that didn't kick anybody out. I'm so sorry if that did. I think it did. I kicked you out.
Yes, you did.
I don't know why Sleeper does that. So we just need one more spot. If you want to draft, there's one available spot. Come draft. Yeah, I don't know why Sleeper like cuts off the last 2 picks because
it is strange.
And that way we'll get through this one quicker because some of us have a hard out at some point here. This happened last week too, where I did this and it bumped people out, and I was like, I didn't mean it. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. All right, so now we still need one more because team 4 dropped, but then someone dropped or picked up team 3. So we need one more people. One more. We don't want any bots here.
2. No. Bummers.
Now. And how about now? What is this sound? Oh, I forgot that's what we're calling the new helmet sound. Man. Come on. Okay, we need just one more person. Duval. Steven working on it. My man. Link in the chats here for YouTube and Facebook. So you can use that link to join. You don't have to try to go find the Discord. You can just use the links that I dropped. All right, Ryan joined. Oops.
Sorry, Steven.
All right, let's get the show on the road. 10-man, same rules. PPR, quarterback, running back. Sorry, quarterback, 2 running back, 2 receiver, tight end.
1 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 tight end.
Actually, it's just 1 quarterback.
Just 1.
So, yes, we will be taking Tom Brady in this draft, believe it or not.
Yes, Jamarcus Russell.
Okay, whoa, hey, whoa. This is why Kevin decided to pick right by me, too. Do I still go with my guy here?
There's only 1 right pick here.
I know.
There is only 1 right pick there. I don't care what you're saying. That's crazy.
I'll let Kevin deal with the riskiest pick.
Oh, I guess you're right. There was 2 right picks there. You're right. I'll give you that. Okay. You win.
Well, actually, no, it is just one because the second guy that you're thinking
Oh,
of.
Nico
no.
goes there.
Love it, though. Love it.
I hate it. I don't. I can't get upset at it.
So that means that Brian Thomas. Hello, Brian Thomas Jr., right?
You already know. Boom.
If we did a flag plant, he would be one. Even though it feels weird to call a round one guy flag plant,
because I think he could be the wide receiver 1 overall this season. That's how
Jeez.
TJ. I will admit I'm considering. Oh my gosh! No way! You better take him here.
Genty?
No, Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that would be correct. Because I like Derrick Henry more.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I forgot we're in a 10-man. I was like, how did he get we're in a 10-man? But still.
10-man.
What the heck?
Don't care if it's PPR. That dude's going to score. He's going to score. Boomer. Okay, I just need to say this. People will try to snipe me all that they can. I'm the one that still ends up doing all the sniping. Doesn't matter how hard you guys try. I will still find a way to snipe people.
I am elite.
I mean, thanks. You said it for me. So,
wow, we are. Did the bot subscribe to our chat, or do they have a way around it? Because that's crazy.
Email YouTube support and just go, how do we like perma ban?
This is craziness.
AJ Brown made it to the end of the second round.
Wow. That's a nice little start there. It is weird being an attempt. I have an 8-man coming up, and I haven't with my family. And I haven't drafted an 8-man like all year. I haven't even looked at what my team's gonna look like. So that one will be fun.
So first, I have 2 8-man leagues that I'm in. The first one, Purdy, Achane, Kamara, Nico, T, Brock Bowers, JSN.
Okay. Wow.
With my bench of Justin Fields, RJ Harvey, Travion, DK Metcalf, Ricky Pearsall, George Pickens, and Jameson Williams.
That's so crazy.
And somehow I'm power ranked as the 7th team out of 8 on ESPN.
Yikes.
Me and ESPN don't agree on a lot when it comes to fantasy rankings. And then the other 8-man, Burrow, Chase Brown, Christian McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, Cortland Sutton, Trey McBride, Alvin Kamara. You
got Christian McCaffrey and CeeDee Lamb? Oh my gosh.
McCaffrey fell to the second.
Oh.
The bench, Stephon Diggs, Emeka Egbuka, Travis Hunter, Ted McMillan, Roma Dunze, Brian Robinson Jr., and Cam Scatterbo.
Dang. You are up, by the way. Just so you
know. Gosh, I don't really like this guy.
But you're going to take him.
He's my top remaining running back.
Yes, you are. That was the right pick. I like your team.
You took my jersey list.
You want to trade, bro?
I got the running backs for you. I'll just require one Brian Thomas Jr. from you.
Just one. Oh, give me my guys here. Come on. There's 2 I want. Oh, there we go. There's 2 I want.
And one more.
Let's go.
Ayo.
We're going Trey.
Yeah,
we're going. I need Kyron. I'm not a huge Kyron guy, but I do want a running back here. I love Trey McBride. I take him all the time, and maybe I'm going to be wrong, but I think I'm going to be right.
I mean, beginning of the 4th for Kyron Williams.
I know. You can't. I understand it's 10-man, but I can't pass him up there. I don't mind going. I mean, Kittle was a good pick there too. Jaden Daniels, I was definitely considering, but I really wanted a running back, and I like Trey McBride that far back. It's just like, I gotta do it.
Did I tell you guys that this is a double PPR mock draft? I'm kidding. Totally kidding.
Quadruple PPR.
We're adjusting the settings on the fly, actually.
A 19-point tight end premium. Oh, I know who you want here.
Ken Walker.
No.
But I've got too many running backs at this point.
I know who you want. Do it. Really? Wow. I thought
Who'd
you
you
were going to
think?
go I thought you were going to go Jaden Daniels here. I'm going to be honest.
I'm starting to get more. I don't want to say I'm worried for Jaden Daniels, but the longer that Terry holds out, doesn't have a contract,
I don't hate that.
and the backfield in flux as it is, like, yeah, the rushing upside is really good, and the passing work is really the kind of, the cherry on top for everything. But I don't know, man. I'm gonna have a video coming out tomorrow where I'm talking about why you should let your league mates draft Terry McLaurin.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally started off by saying Terry McLaurin has 2024 Brandon Ayuk vibes.
Ooh.
And the closer that we get to September and no practice time for Terry, the more concerned I get for Washington's offense as a whole. Because it affected Brock Purdy when Brandon Ayuk held out for as long as he did. So I've got my concerns there, at least with Daniels, and I'm like, man, this offense may not be it. Well, so here's they took Terry off the PUP list, but there's still no deal, and he's still not practicing.
Yeah, so does that mean he's just getting fined now?
Well, like, it probably means that they're inching closer to a deal, but I'll believe it when I see it, when there's an actual deal.
For sure.
So, but who knows? Maybe Daniels actually makes it back, and then round 5 Jaden Daniels is a much different story.
Well, now that you said it, he's going right here.
It's part of the
Jaden
plan.
Daniels.
It's part of the plan.
Oh, Boomer's going to take him from in here.
Yeah, he is, because
you wanted Joe Burrow all along.
Oh,
you want Joe Burrow. Oh,
let's go. Psychology. You know what? I will take Jaden Daniels in the 5th. Sorry, Kevin. I know you wanted Jaden Daniels there. Sorry. That's kind of what you get for picking right next to me. You don't get the things that you want. You can't have nice things. Sorry. You can't have nice things.
Sorry.
So, you know what? Even if I get Terry in the 6th, kidding. Not going to do that.
You might get him in the 6th. I'm not going to take him.
Boomer, you can't say you were going to take Jaden Daniels when you took Joe Burrow. You can't say that.
How do I want to play this?
Boomer just goes, I just did it.
You're
the man.
Devonta Smith.
Yep.
I also really like
Sam Laporta.
No.
RJ Harvey. Isaiah Pacheco.
I'm going to just reach and take my guy. Wow. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to reach and take my guy.
You're falling back into the same pattern that you did the last draft.
Hey, I didn't take... I was going to take J-Mo there, and I didn't. So, I'm growing. I'm trying new things.
Who's more likely to sign their deal? Trey Hendrickson, Micah Parsons, or Terry McLaurin?
Honestly, probably Terry.
But that doesn't mean that it's going to happen soon.
Yeah.
Because the Trey and Micah deals are so dire, like, are so far apart. Like,
yeah, I think I could see both missing a little bit of time. Trey and Micah.
Agreed. You know what? Let's game.
I figured you were. I was actually considering him where I was picking as well.
I like him as an RB3 when I'm not super confident, even though they're good players. Like, JT's my running back 2. I'm not so sure of. I can bank an RJ Harvey second year kind of breakout. You know what? I'm just going to say it. My team is an A+ so far.
Yeah, it's because we're in a 10-man. They all feel good.
Hey, whoa, hey! It's still an A+. Still an A+. Hang the banner. I'm gonna put it right above my setup right here. It's gonna go. Actually, I'll do it right above the camera. Best.
If this was a 14-team league, this would be an amazing team.
Maybe that's what I should do for the TikTok tomorrow. And go. I drafted this team in a 32-man league, and where we play for thousands of dollars.
There you go.
Because everyone believes everything that you say on TikTok.
That's true. That's why we have all these followers.
I like the value in Cortland Sutton there.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
He was the guy that
because I almost took him where I was. I said that, but I literally could say that about what the heck? How have I not had a sound this entire time? And now all of a sudden it. JMO, I like JMO there a lot too.
Ooh, Kevin, I find it interesting going Pickens 4 wide receivers early. Yeah. I don't mind that though.
It kind of sucks.
I personally wouldn't do that.
Someone has to be last.
just be happy that this isn't a punishment league.
There's a reason we invite you.
Is there?
That's true. You invite yourself.
Did Rome go already? No.
Why are you saying his name? No. Boomer, you better take Rome. Boomer, do it.
Get back at me for fooling you on James
Boomer, do it.
Take his I guess he's at the 1-1. Steven. Oh, that's right. I forget that Steven's name is actually Shut Up Carson.
Oh.
It's again. I that's the one thing I have not done a good job of is connecting the sleeper names with the people in the chat. Yeah. Oh man.
How are they getting back here? For those of you on Facebook, we got bots in our YouTube chat, and I can't figure out how to get rid of them. I've said it so only subscribers can. Oh my gosh, I'm just furious.
Can't win.
Boomer. Boomer, do not let me down. Do it, Boomer. Do it.
Dog.
Don't get.
I can't lose here.
Flowers.
I can't lose here.
I don't hate it. I actually really like that pick. Oh, I wish that wasn't the right pick. I know you want Travis Hunter. Yeah, you do. I knew you did. The long con.
Oh, the what?
I said the long con.
Oh. You're slurring your speech again. I'm kidding. You're definitely not.
It's all right. Just make fun of me. Wow. He did go double Chicago wide receiver. Brutal.
I mean, sure, go for it.
Really leaning into this. I want to be the worst team.
Should I take Caleb to be my backup quarterback?
I don't hate it. Wow. What do I do here? I'm going to go a gross pick, and I'm going to take Tony Pollard. Tyjae Spears missing time. Someone's got to do it.
Yep.
Everybody else I don't like. So with that being said,
Baker.
I already have 4 wide receivers, don't I? I'll go my guy. I know I talked him down a little bit in the last draft because I was trying to justify my Jalen Warren pick, but I do like Caleb Johnson. So I am going to go him here. I don't feel the need to take Baker or Bo Nix yet, so I'm not looking quarterback there. I'm definitely in the camp of if I don't get one like the top 4 quarterbacks, I'll wait till 10th round or later to grab a quarterback. I don't feel like taking a guy in these middle rounds. That's
the correct way to do it.
Sorry to all you guys who didn't.
Don't mind me.
We're getting a little slap happy. Oh. Wow.
Don't mind me.
I mind.
I don't know. Yeah, I just needed another receiver because Travis would be my flex, and I don't know how I feel about that going into week 1.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want a defensive back as my third wide receiver either.
Oh my! He plays actually deep safety, so
he's more of a nickel.
Matty Golden, hello in the 8th round.
He's a rover.
He's actually like Andrew Sendejo reincarnated.
You mean the greatest, hardest hitting safety to ever play the game?
Why
wrap up when you hit that hard?
The greatest head tackler of all time.
Oh my gosh.
Conscious Machine, good evening. Happy holidays. I like Diggs this year. Same. That's why
you just made his night.
Oh man. Oh no. Jordan Mason. Oh no. My friend just accepted my trade. I got Josh Allen and RJ Harvey and gave up Pickens and Herbert. Dog. That's just bullying.
Wow.
That's what Cam did when we first started playing fantasy together. He would go, give me Josh Allen. Give me Josh Allen. And I'll get wow. From the top rope.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow. I hate that Baker's falling this far because I still don't want to take him.
I won't. I still won't.
Well, I know you won't.
Even
you want the stack?
See, I had to like take it back for like half a second because it's like, wait, I have Mike Evans, and I was like, dang it, I have Jaden Daniels. Do we go one more receiver here?
You always can take one more receiver.
You're darn right I can, especially when it's Slick Rick.
Ooh,
yeah, man.
Stack there, but I actually really like Slick Rick there. Good pick.
I am 10. Let me start that over. More times than not, I say if you're going to take a quarterback, you don't need to take another quarterback. But if my first quarterback is Baker Mayfield, I'm definitely going to come back and take like a Drake May or Justin Fields
for sure. Oh, I don't know what I want here.
You want
like anyone on the board?
Baker,
really?
Kyler. Oh, you're just trying to play dumb, so he gets to you. Congratulations.
Oh yeah, dude, I forgot I had Trey McBride. We will go Kyler there. What do we want for my next pick?
Wow.
Was there someone I should be seeing?
No.
Okay.
Debo's fallen.
We are gonna go Debo.
There's worse wide receiver fives to have.
Yeah, that late, it just feels like, why am I letting him slide much more?
Yep. Let's see. Wait.
It's gotta count it out.
Wait. One. Oh, dog. I can do that. That's easy. Gosh, this draft is my fave. It's a running back. I'll tell you that. It's a running back. Put a monopoly on that Denver backfield, baby.
Really? So what's the thought process there?
Just as long as Dobbins is probably going to be the guy right out the gate. So viable running back 3 if need be. And then RJ Harvey kind of takes over. And then essentially I look at the Denver backfield as my running back 3. Can't really lose, in my opinion. Where like contingent upside, it's almost a handcuff pick. And it's kind of a luxury because Dobbins does not need to be in my lineup. RJ Harvey does not need to be in my lineup. And I get all the benefits of that backfield, whoever emerges.
That makes sense.
I don't recommend it for everybody, but I think just the way that my team is built, I had that luxury.
No, you do for sure.
So Evan Ingram goes. He was the other guy I thought about, just because I still need a tight end. But
wow, Baker's still out there.
Well,
I feel like
looks like I'm taking Baker.
I think Stefan might beat you here to it. I think that's where he's going to go with his Ibuka. Oh, wait, and he has 2 picks in a row.
This will be Baker, though, too.
I gotta think. Maybe not. Maybe he's going to say no just to spite us.
Which I wouldn't blame him for.
These 2 idiots think they know everything.
One guy on the right just needs to go back to eating pizza.
Hey, no. Might start slurring my words.
There it
is.
Heyo.
Wow, that was way past the ADP. That's crazy.
And you know what? That price on Baker Mayfield, I am all in on.
Yeah, that's what we call a value. That is what we call a value.
Yeah. Yep. I'll give in. Dog.
Yeah.
Out of all the quarterbacks left, man.
Probably got the biggest value of the draft, honestly. So.
Wait, what? You're not calling what? You don't think Brian Thomas Jr. is the biggest value? Kidding.
Well, other than my team, probably the biggest value. Other than getting Jalen Waddle 10 picks a bit ahead of ADP, probably the best value.
Facts. Gosh, this board is. Oh, why? See, why?
There it is. There it is.
Oh my!
He knew what he was doing.
But
he knew what he was doing.
Why?
That was beautiful.
Oh, that's fine. I'll take a real late Mark Andrews then.
Yeah, I don't hate that one either. I was gonna take Mark Andrews if he fell back to me.
Leave me with Jonnu Smith.
Yes. Jonnu.
Jordan Love.
I got 2 Bears and I go Jordan Love as my second quarterback. All right.
Well, I'm Kevin. I got a new job. Oh.
Unreal.
Hunter, does HN change? Not really, in my opinion.
No,
not right now.
Yeah, if we're getting to next weekend and he's not practicing, then maybe we get a little more concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But until more comes out, I think we kind of stay where we're at. Oh, it's my turn. Ooh.
It's your pick. You're on the clock.
I'm going to take a little bit of this guy.
Yep, like that. And you're going to take Tank Bigsby because you need a running back 4.
Ooh, that's a good call. Thanks, Ty. I'll let you draft for me next time.
It's like I just know this stuff. It's like
this is all I do.
What do you think I actually do for work? What do you say? Keep laughing when J Love is a top 7 quarterback? I'll keep laughing then when Bo Nix is a top 5 quarterback. It ain't happening.
Laughing when Geno Smith is a top 7 quarterback.
The Kyle Pitts pick, we love it. You love to see it.
You got to do it there. You got to do it. Oh, I knew I should have gone Braylon Allen just so Kevin couldn't have had him. I knew it. I don't even want Braylon Allen. Just to take him.
Do you remember what I said at the very top about this being a 1 quarterback league and that there was one person specifically that was going to get drafted? That's how good my team is. I can just end on a Tom Brady pick.
Okay.
Or I like the value in Hawk gets hurt also. Whoa! Hey! You were the one that wanted to draft next to me. I told you guys, this is what happens. This is a common occurrence. Also, would just like to point out, Njoku and Tucker Kraft may go undrafted here.
That's wild. I mean, that's what happens when you take Tom Brady.
And Kyle Pitts and yeah. Woo. Alrighty. Before we get the comments asking us to grade their teams, go ahead, give your team a grade.
I'm gonna give it a B, low B plus, just because in a 10-man, I feel like my running backs should be stronger than they are.
Sure.
I really like the wide receivers. Obviously, again, I like the tight end. I like quarterback. But I just think I should have had stronger running backs. So low B plus, maybe teetering on another B from me.
I would give my team an A.
Yeah, you can't argue with that one.
I do this for a living.
Yeah.
Steven, that was a blast. Let's take a look. Bajan. AJ Brown, Tyreek, Marv, Ken Walker, JMO, Worthy, Mason, Egbuka, Warren, Mayfield, Eckler. That's another A. That's another A team in my opinion.
As long as it's dependent on Tyreek and Marv, right? It's if Tyreek is falling off, Marv doesn't take a step forward, then it's going to hurt you a little bit. But I do think
not too bad though. I mean, JMO, Birdie, and Ibuka.
I'm not knocking it below an A-. I mean, that's for sure. I'm just saying, like, I think there's a little bit of a hesitancy, but I don't think it's bad for sure. Like, I think it's better than my
team. Yeah, I don't need a grade on those teams.
Right. It's a D. It's awful.
Kevin Lowe, F for Cam, A for Ty. Ty killed it. What can I say? I feel like it's just because your name is Cameron. That's it.
Get a room.
LD Luke, B-. Gibbs, Bucky, Josh, Garrett Wilson, Devontae, Rasheed, Laporta, Olave, Tracy, Ramondre, Burden, and Kincaid. I'd probably give it a B- too. I don't mind the running backs at the top, or really the running backs in general. I just find the receivers here to be pretty risky altogether with Garrett Wilson.
Rice is tough. I mean, best case scenario, you're probably looking at he's missing weeks 5 to 11, so it's like, that's hard.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Let's see. Eagles for life, pick 9. Neighbors, Achane, Hampton, Kittle, Aaron Jones, Ted McMillan, Jacoby Myers, DeAndre Swift, Jalen Warren, Josh Downs, Brock Purdy, Kyle Williams. I like the Purdy Kittle stack, but I feel like I would have maybe gone Diggs, Judy, Golden, really any of the receivers that went between DeAndre Swift and Jalen Warren. I would have gone with one of those instead of one of the running backs.
Yeah. Swift, I would agree. I think Swift would have been the only one I was swapped out there. I like the other picks though. I think it's a good team.
It is a pretty solid team.
I'm a little lower on Hampton, but I don't think it's a bad pick at all. But yeah, I think just because you already have 3 running backs and you ended up going Warren again, if you could have grabbed one of those other wide receivers, I think you'd be feeling a lot better about that team. Yeah,
I'd give that a B.
Yeah, I'd say about a B.
I got sniped more in this one. Oh, how did that happen? Oh, unfortunate. CD, Genty, Ladd, Kamara, Burrow, Monty, Hawkinson, Judy, Addison, Scattaboo, Loveland, and Trey Harris. The tight ends are solid. Quarterback's solid. Running backs are solid. The receivers after that, though, are really tough.
It's hard to trust Judy and Addison.
Yeah.
But I do like Burrow and Hawk. I think I still give it probably a B.
I give it a B-.
I give it at least a B.
Luke Tate, what about Tater? I almost said Tater Yawn. It's Tate Ryan.
Tater Yawn.
Saquon, Drake London, Chase Brown, DK Metcalf, Chua Hubbard, Calvin Ridley, Mahomes, Golden, ETN, Ingram, Williams, and Chris Godwin. A-.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one's pretty much right up your alley there, Ty.
That's my team. That's like my kind of team. That's real nice.
Oh, I like that. That's my wide receivers and your running backs is essentially what they did there.
League winners, baby. League winners all around.
Yeah, Ingram's a good value too. I don't mind Mahomes in the 7th, so yeah, I like that team a lot.
That's real nice. Real nice. Could have waited an extra round on some guys. Had Devonta sniped from my potential Jalen stack. Pick 8. Nico, Jacobs, Hurts, T. Higgins, Connor, Terry, Zay, Mixon, Charbonnet, Shakir, Jaden Reed, and Kyle Pitts. I'm going to leave the tight end pick aside because I feel like that was just for the memes. Because obviously I would have told you to take like Ingram, Warren, Loveland, or Andrews, or even Njoku and Tucker Kraft. I had a Kyle Pitts. Honestly, I would give this team a B+, maybe. I really like the running backs. I just don't know how I feel about your receivers after T. Higgins.
I was gonna say I like the first 5 picks a lot. After that, I get a little worried. I don't mind Terry in the 6th. I think that's still good value. Day in the late 7th isn't a bad value either. But the running backs, Mixon and Charbonnet, you don't really have. I mean, Mixon is just a worry of, do you have an RB3 there, or is he just out?
That's a fair point. Bees win leagues. Trying to find a jingle for like A's. I can't find any.
No, we're not creative enough.
No, we were not fine arts majors.
No,
actually, some of us were, but I just now say, I think that's really about it. Did I miss any other any other questions about the?
We can talk about the double Bears wide receiver stack with no Caleb Williams and Jay.
Yeah, that's awfully quiet from this Kevin guy that he was so quick to point out the grades for everyone else, but not his own.
Yeah, that's a D.
I would give it a B.
He's got an injury prone running back, a guy who doesn't have a quarterback, a guy who doesn't have an offensive line, an overhyped running back, two wide receivers from the same team without a quarterback stacked, a washed tight end. I mean, it's just brutal.
Same guy that said that your team was an F, by the way.
And the best part is the pick he's most proud of is Braylon Allen at the end. I mean, that's just crazy work.
Well, it's Braylon, and then Jordan Love on top of it too. Top 7 quarterback. Okay. Here, sorry, Luke. I'll get back to that in just a second. A's for days. There it is.
A's for days.
Well, it rhymes. Zay over Jacoby is crazy. I don't have a strong conviction either way because I've got them literally like back to back in my rankings. So
I actually have Jacoby higher, so sorry about it.
I can understand it. I can only wish to have this team in my league that I'm drafting on Sunday. I mean, I feel like, you know what? Hold on a second.
Just start a league.
Just start a league with it. You know, just you know what? Just Luke, I do have a question. Did you use have you used a draft guide at all for your draft? Any specific one in general? Because it may not matter if you don't get this team. A specific draft guide may help you along the way to get a similar team to that. That's a horrible transition to, hey, if you're looking for some rankings just to kind of guide you along in your drafts, check out our draft guide, fellasdraftguide.com. We have over 290 players statted out, projected, ranked, and then ranked for consensus. Gosh, brain fart on that one. So you get all 3 of our rankings in one spot. You get 32 team pages that have stats from last year, but also includes our rankings for each players on those teams as well. Honestly, again, it's a really great way to kind of keep track of how your draft is going. Because as you get into the middle and to the late rounds, some of our favorite picks will kind of slide towards the top. And those are guys that we're going to be most confident in and give you a good shot at ultimately winning your draft. So again, fellasdraftguide.com. If you want to check that out, I want to say it's probably one of my favorite draft guides this year, just because I feel I don't think I've felt more confident behind my projections than in the past.
I'd agree with that.
So, not in the past, want to this time. You know where to go. All right. Any last thoughts that you want to leave the good people with?
Just keep fighting the good fight.
What a classic line. We need to put that on a t-shirt. So again, as I said, fellasdraftguide.com. You can follow us on all of our socials. Obviously, you're watching on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. You can find us on TikTok. Again, really, you can find us anywhere by just searching Fantasy Football Fellas, and you'll find us. We have a goal on our YouTube page to get to 5,000 subs before the start of the season. So if you want to stay up to date with all of our podcast episodes, all of our discussions and updated rankings, all that stuff, you should subscribe to the channel and ring that bell for notifications, because we are posting 3 days a week.
Yes,
so
sir.
we are hitting you with content all month long to get you ready for your drafts and ultimately ready for the season. So you can follow Cam at CamLawFFF over on X. If you are over on X, you can follow me at Tyler_Plath. Last comment before we sign off. Bijan is the 101. Final thought.
Yes.
No, Jamar, but Bijan is 102. I don't mind it, though. Okay. Alrighty, y'all. Like Cam said, keep fighting the good fight. Stay safe. Stay healthy. We'll be back tomorrow with the podcast talking about 9 league winners. You won't want to miss that one. And then Wednesday for best ball. We're back in the best ball streets on Wednesday, I should say. But then we'll be right back here on Monday doing this again. So last mock draft Monday because my draft is Saturday. Hey, just because you draft doesn't mean the fun has to stop there. You can keep coming back and drafting and just hanging out. Right?
Don't leave us. No.
We're building a community here of diehard fantasy football players. This is the place that you want to be. So, alrighty, y'all. Again, stay safe, stay healthy, keep fighting the good fight, and we'll see you on the next one. Deuces.
Doses.